Welcome back to our opulent, luxurious world. The French millionaire Bernard Arnault, who single-handedly revolutionized and innovated the worldwide luxury sector, will have his opulent lifestyle and wealth evaluated today. Arnault is not just a man who alternates with Elon Musk as the richest man in the world, he also lives a life of great, enviable luxury and status, from his precious multi-million-dollar watch and yachts to the magnificent residences and luxury private jets. For more information about the incredibly elegant Arnault, who gave the world the priciest luxury goods that most of us can only dream of being able to purchase. The renowned luxury goods company Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, or LVMH for short, is majority owned by Bernard Arnault. His vast empire of 75 high-end fashion and beauty brands includes Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, Tag Heuer, Bulgari, Fendi, Givenchy, Doron, Kenzo, Marc Jacobs, Tiffany & Company, Loewe and Chardon, Veuve Clicquot, Coog, Dom Perignon, and Maison Runard. He is a very wealthy billionaire with a gigantic wealth that has fluctuated between $160 and $195.5 billion over the last 5 years. He is currently the only legitimate challenger to Elon Musk for the title of richest man in the world. In fact, he already has that position. Between $22 and $31 billion have been his average annual earnings from LVMH alone over the last 5 years. He also earns a few $billion more each year from his remarkable stock portfolio and other extensive assets. Additionally, he has a plethora of gorgeous, ultra-opulent properties, including mansions, villas, penthouses, artwork, yachts, ultra-rare watches, jewelry, private islands, and private jets, which collectively easily add another $10 billion to his enormous net worth. Keep watching, because we will discuss these fantastic belongings shortly. Bernard Arnault, like the majority of billionaires and wealthy royals, was born into a wealthy industrial family and joined his father's construction company, Ferré-Savignal, in 1971. He made an impression on his father right away and spent no time in acquiring the knowledge required to manage a mega corporation. After a few years, he changed the focus of the company to real estate. Arnault took over as the company's president from his father in 1979. In 1984, Boussac Saint Frère, a failing textile company that held Christian Dior and other well-known brands, was purchased for $80 million by Arnault and Antoine Bernheim, a partner of the French bank Lazard Frères & Company. This significant event marked the foundation of the luxury goods company LVMH. His magic was and is still centered on carrying out acquisitions and fusing them together in a beneficial way. Because of his acquisition of such high-end brands, Arnault earned the moniker the Wolf in the Cashmere Coat. Today, Bernard Arnault owns half of LVMH, which is currently valued at close to $340 billion. Numerous shares of businesses include Netflix, Blue Capital, Carrefour, and Princess Yachts are among his other investments. He invests in everything through his company, Group Arnault. Now let's examine Arnault's lavish, magnificent residences. Bernard Arnault's magnificent 150-year-old castle, which has 34 opulent rooms and all the conveniences one could want or dream, is located in lovely Bordeaux, the world's wine capital, the picturesque and mesmerizing city of rustic, breathtaking castles and the world's best vineyards. Some of the most well-known paintings in the world, by artists including Jean-Michel Basquiat, Damien Hirst, Maurizio Cattelan, Andy Warhol, and Pablo Picasso, are shown on the walls. Rich vines that are important to Arnault's heart encircle the enormous estate. Since 1871, these 100 acres of vineyards have remained untouched. They just perfectly meld history, natural beauty, and all three into one luxurious, grand location. With so much cash in his pocket, he utilizes this $100 million mansion as a getaway for relaxation and wine tasting. Arnault spent $220 million purchasing a vast, opulent home from the 18th century in Paris in 2014. On a 12-acre property with a private lake, tennis court, swimming pool, wine cellar, grand staircase, guest rooms, and subterranean parking, he now calls it home. The mansion's elegant, minimalist interior features a fusion of classical and modern design. He has spent close to $70 million since then on improvements and renovations. On the banks of the stunning Seine River, this official mansion is situated in the posh and exclusive 8th district of Paris. It has a library, a dining room, a ballroom, 12 bathrooms, and 14 bedrooms. The facade, which is built of limestone and has elaborately carved decorations, is nothing less than a brilliant example of corroded Gothic French architecture. Many people have questioned why Bernard Arnault paid $125 million for not just one, but 5 adjacent opulent Beverly Hills properties during the past couple of years. Most initially believed he intended to give them to his children. The ultimate palace will be constructed in the upscale, ultra-exclusive region of Beverly Hills, despite the fact that he originally intended to destroy all of these opulent residences. Some experts estimate that this renovation will cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and the end result will be spectacular and extravagant beyond all comprehension. The prospective property is already valued at $1 billion. The $80 million, 1874 mansion in Geneva that spans 11 acres and contains a private lake, a swimming pool, and a helicopter pad is one of Arnold's other rather pricey opulent homes. Finally, a cool, roomy $35 million, 140-acre private island in the Bahamas, followed by an opulent vacation home on the island of Saint-Tropez. He obviously owns a few superboats and private jets, given all of his opulent homes and retreats. As the richest man in the world, Arnold would naturally own at least a few opulent yachts, but he actually has a lot more than that thanks to his 2008 acquisition of the opulent Dutch and British yacht manufacturers Royal Van Leeuwen and Princess Yachts International for a combined $830 million. His favorite yacht was completed and delivered in 2015, and he has been using it ever since. The craftsmanship, elegance, and luxury of this boat, Symphony, are unmatched. The 102-meter yacht has 6 decks, a helicopter pad, a jacuzzi, a sauna, a private office, a theater, a golf area, a gym, and everything else that makes a floating, luxurious, cozy palace. It can accommodate 36 persons. Tim Haywood and Zarate each contributed to the external and interior designs of Symphony. It is currently worth around $200 million. Regarding private planes, Arnold sold both of his within the last 4 years due to environmental issues and the fact that Twitter users were keeping tabs on his whereabouts. He pointed out that the $45 million benign Falcon 8X and the $75 million Bombardier Global 7500 both emitted excessive amounts of pollution and were being monitored by environmentalists on Twitter. We do, however, know that he is wealthy enough to hire the nicest and most opulent private jets for around $15,000 per hour. However, when we inquired around, there were rumors that he was seeking for a plush, roomy electric private jet, or one that didn't pollute the environment or utilize fossil fuels. We can only infer that one is already being constructed specifically for him at a cost of at least $100 million, and he will probably keep it a secret in order to prevent being found out. Making millions and billions takes a long time, yet spending money on anything the heart wishes only takes a few seconds, such as time-telling devices on watches. A Patek Philippe Tiffany watch can be purchased by anyone for between $60,000 and $70,000, although very few people on Earth can afford the limited editions. One of them was once sold at auction for around $7 million. Given that he owns the business that produces it, Bernard Arnault obviously did not purchase it. My point is that Bernard Arnault was spotted playing chess with his son on Instagram in January 2022, about a month after Patek Philippe Nautilus was introduced, and it appeared that he was flashing an extremely rare Tiffany-dialed Patek Philippe Nautilus perpetual calendar. A very unique, extremely rare timepiece with a reported value of $10 million. After all, we can only conclude that time is truly money.